Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So, in today's video, I want to talk to you about polishing rocks. This is something that that I've been thinking about a lot lately, and I kind of want to share with you some of the stuff that I've been doing and some of my thoughts on the different methods in which we use to polish rocks. I think a good baseline for the conversation is to start with the standard equipment, this stuff right here. So when I talk about the standard equipment, I'm talking about traditional lapidary equipment. Over there, we have our trim saw, right? You've seen it before. It's a good trim saw, very similar to other trim saws though. It's a 6-inch diamond blade being ran in water, nothing too special about it. And then the flat lap, which is another traditional piece of lapidary equipment where we have a disc here. And the disc spins, water squirts out, you take your rock, go through the grits, and hopefully put a polish on it. And those machines, they work great. They really do. When you're starting to get into lapidary, they are accessible. You can find them everywhere. Relatively affordable-ish, depending on how much money you make, I guess. And safe, available. What more do you want? They work. However, the downside to those machines, they are not fast, okay? They're not fast, and the upside of water, depending on where you live, is also a little bit of a downside. Here, as I film this, we are mid-October, and waking up to temperatures 26, 27, so it's already cold, all right? And that's a little bit of a problem, right? You're just dealing with water and stuff, you know? Let's look at my non-traditional equipment and talk about some of that stuff before we get into it and we start polishing things up. Two non-traditional machines here, right? This is the Richardsons Ranch high-speed sander. It takes these silicon carbide sandpaper discs, spins around. We have shown this a number of times here on this channel. And then this thing, which you haven't seen before. This is my carpet wheel. I made this thing myself, right? And it's basically carpet on a steel wheel, motor, pulleys, all of those things. And well, yeah, you turn it on, it spins really slowly. You put cerium oxide on it, and you're good. Now, these machines here are kind of like a combo unit, right? They don't really work that well without the other, in my opinion. You kind of need they go hand in hand. And they do not use water. They operate very quickly, and they're a little on the dangerous side. What can I say? They are. It's built into what they are, basically. But you know, when you want to do things safely, you think about it, and safety's in your head, not in the machine. That's the way you do it, you know. A lot of dangerous things in this world, right? So, what I want to do today is I want to polish something up on here, and it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. So the challenge is not going to be in the material, which is going to be this right here. Okay, so what this is a sea maggot from Graveyard Point, and you can see that I already did cut a face on this. And the other half's like right here, right? Just like that, boom. And this is good because we can have this is just off of the oil saw. We can have this to look at later. The challenge is going to be in how fast can I take this thing up to a nice polish, all right? Traditional lapidary equipment, right? It could easily be half hour, 40 minutes. That's pretty normal, right? To take a nice thick piece of agate up to a wet polish, right? I don't want to spend that kind of time on this. I want it to be fast, really, really fast. So what we're going to do is I got a stopwatch here, and well, once it starts polishing, I'm going to hit it. We'll probably speed the video up so you don't watch the whole process. And then when I'm done, we'll stop the stopwatch and we'll see how quickly I can take that agate up to a polish. So here's how we're going to do this. I have 5 grits here, 80, 120, 220, 400, and 800. And then we're going to take it up to the cerium oxide wheel from there. And I will be cooling my rock down. We've got a little cup of water here, so you might see some of that. Towel clean off before getting back to the wheel. It's a loud machine, all right? It's loud. So there will be a little bit of music. And yeah, I think all that's left to do is kind of really get at it. We run in the timer, and I won't cut away at all because I can already hear the hall monitors and keyboard cowboys, you know, chiming in. We'll put it politely. They're going to chime in otherwise and be like, you edited it. People didn't believe me last time when I, 80 grit. People didn't believe me last time when they said how quickly this machine can polish a rock. It's not perfect. It's not the end-all, be-all of lapidary, but I do believe that it really does serve a role and can be very beneficial to somebody that wants to polish rocks, right? Like it just is. So get the respirator on here. All right, here we go. Boom! Check that out. There we go. 10 minutes. 10 minutes exactly. Let me get the polish off of this thing. A couple of things that need improving. I need a bigger container here for cleaning the rocks. It's a little rough. It's kind of right on the edge of not being able to fit in there, you know. Get this thing nice and dry. Look at that. How's that for a nice polish? Let's head over to the bench and look at this. So I went and hit this thing with a little bit of warm water and some dish soap to get any of this residual polish off of it. A couple of things to improve upon. I probably should have test fit this in my little water cup there before doing the video. So here we are. Here's the rough off of the saw. You can kind of see there's some slight saw marks in there. And here we are, polished. Look at that. Now, when you rock a light across it, right, it is kind of tough to, it kind of wants to blow out the camera, the lighting, but there we go. How about that light? I think that one really shows it. I think we are looking quite good here. There is a little tiny spot right there that didn't didn't get a polish on it. Maybe we can focus on that. There you go. You can really see it right there on that very, very edge. I could go back and like radius that, and we obviously have some pitting in here. I mean, that's almost inevitable with material. Like if you really look close at your rocks, they are not perfect at all. It's one thing to hold something out at a distance and be like, oh, that's perfect. You start putting stuff under jeweler's loop, whatever, you'll find all kinds of flaws. Now, let's talk about some of the downsides of this operation, because there are some. These things spinning. This is like a box cutter, right? It will open you up. It is spinning at 3,450 RPM. The carpet wheel is a fabulous machine, but it can definitely grab a rock, and it's kind of alarming when it catches and it's like, whoa, hey now. So you can't do small material on this system. You kind of need a rock significant in size that can take a little bit of heat. Now, you saw me dunking it in some water occasionally to kind of keep it a little cool. A smaller rock will heat up faster than a big rock. So one thing that can happen with a small rock as you polish is you can get that blowout right there. You can see that. Okay, so here we have a small geode, even though it's solid, it's geode from Dugway, and you can see that heated up and just popped. Now, another thing that can happen is you can find microfractures in your material. There we go. You kind of see that chip out of that thunder egg right there. That was caused by already having a little. Well, here, let's get the whiteboard. So in this instance here, with this thunder egg, right, we have our thunder egg half, and it looks totally smooth and flat and cut to your naked eye. But if you actually were to take this rock or the other half of it, right, and we put this under magnification, you would see that there is a shallow little fracture right there, okay? Now, since we have this little fracture of material, that is going to heat up faster as you polish than the other rest of the rock. Like this, you can have all of that heat getting dispersed into the rock, right? When we get over to the portion that is fractured, we're only putting heat in just a little bit because we have that break. Yeah, it's kind of touching. Yeah, it's kind of not touching. And well, what happens is it pops off. It gets hot, and now you have this little divot, right? And yeah, you can take the whole thing down, right? You can just go back to 80 grit if that happens and get the whole thing down and smooth again. And we can do that with this machine pretty quickly, and then you'll get back into having that heat dispersed evenly throughout the rock, even though you're kind of slightly cooling it down. That's kind of what can happen with that. So before we wrap this up, I thought we would go handheld mode. And I'll show you how this is set up. So we basically have a wooden tray here, right? This is all just wood, all the black that you see. I have a 1400 RPM motor, which is a little weird, going up to a big, what do you call it? Composite pulley. We've got a couple of pillow blocks running into the steel plate. There's a H pulley, or what do you call it? An H pulley adapter, whatever, and then a spring-loaded carpet. It sounds really complex, but it's really not. I'll put a photo in of the plate and stuff. If you've been following along, you may have already seen it, and this is how we go, right? So my reduction is coming down to about 170 RPM. In hindsight, I would have probably built this out a little bit more and got it out a little farther. But yeah, I mean, the two are great together. I hope you enjoyed this. You know, I love things like this. I mean, taking this thing, maybe you can see some of the reflection. Well, there we go. How about that? Yeah, there you go. You can see, what is that, the window there? I love doing stuff like this, and it's even better when we can do it in 10 minutes and 19 seconds. You know, at the end of the day, the goal is to have fun, right? Try new things, learn new things, and as always, everybody, I appreciate you for coming by, hanging out with me in the shop. If you liked this video, if you like my other videos, there's a lot of them. If you could subscribe, throw a thumbs up if this is something you enjoy. That helps me out here on YouTube. You know, they don't make it easy to grow here. What can I say? This is is what it is. Well, I will catch you on the next video.